Are you looking to visit the sweetest park in Pennsylvania, but it's your first time visiting and you don't quite know where to start? Whenever I visit a new theme park, it's always my goal to research it as much ahead of time and know everything I need to know going into it so that way I can absolutely maximize my time in the day and get my full experience of the park. And I want to help you do the same. So here are 5 things that you should know before visiting Hersheypark. There's a lot of things to know before going into your visit, so this is going to be part 1 of this series. Stay tuned for part 2, which will be tagged at the end of the video. First Hersheypark tip I have for you is to get to the park early. If you've seen any of my previous videos, when it comes to going to theme parks, you know I always recommend getting to the park officially when it opens or a little bit before it actually opens. As far as Hersheypark goes, it is extremely busy right before the park opens. There are huge lines to get into the park, and there's a couple of things you have to do to actually get in. When getting in, you have to scan either your park ticket, the QR code that goes to your ticket, or your season pass, and you also have to go through security. These lines get really long right when the park opens, and it can take a little bit of time getting in because people are trying to go through security, trying to get their tickets scanned, but I like getting there early, at least a half hour before the park officially opens, to get ahead of some of those lines and to easily get in quickly. That way you can take advantage of some rides before the lines start to get long. The first time I visited Hersheypark, I was incredibly surprised by how busy it was and the crowd that forms out in front of the park entrance, so make sure you know this and go ahead and get there early. The second thing you should know before visiting Hersheypark is about Hersheypark's Fast Track. Essentially, Hersheypark's Fast Track is the line that allows you to skip the long standby line. It's similar to Universal Orlando's Express Pass or Disney World's Lightning Lane system. And during peak times or the summertime, lines can actually get pretty long for rides. So if you are looking to go to Hersheypark and you really want to maximize your time and you're willing to spend a little bit more money, look into the Fast Track options. The price does vary depending on the day, the demand, and how many Fast Track options they have available. But it's good to know that this is an option. It allows you to get on and off rides very quickly and pass by the long lines that might occur later on in the day. Essentially what you'll get is a wristband that you just scan at the entrance of some of the Fast Track lines, and it allows you to see that you actually have the Fast Track and get right onto the ride. The third thing to know is where to eat whenever you're at Hersheypark. I'm all about bringing my own snacks into the park, but the thing I like about Hersheypark is they do have really good food options. They have their own little mini restaurants and quick service options. They also have some big chains that are in there. They have a Chickies and Pete, which is really good, and they also have a Chick-fil-A. Personally, we have gone to Chickies and Pete's before, and we've gotten their Philly cheesesteak sandwiches with the crab fries. Those were absolutely delicious. I do recommend those, but one of my favorite places to eat inside of the park has to be the Spring Creek Smokehouse. This, in my opinion, is one of the best places that I've eaten. They have a wide variety of barbecue options. We got the pulled pork sandwich and the brisket sandwich, and we've also tried their mac and cheese. They were all fabulous options. We highly recommend. They are a little bit more expensive as far as theme park food goes and options in Hersheypark in general, but if you're visiting by yourself or you're going with a little group of people, this would be a good option if you're looking for some good theme park food. But also, if you are looking to end the day at Hersheypark and you're looking for more of a sit-down restaurant, we have eaten at the Chocolatier before. It is a very good restaurant. It's a little bit more pricey of an option, but it is nice to sit down and get a bite to eat. We did this after visiting the park for a full day, and one thing that we do want to recommend to you is a dessert option that they have there. It is called the fondue board. It is absolutely delicious. It is such a good value for the cost that it is. You can easily share it with a lot of people. It comes with a lot of little dessert options that you can dip into some hot fudge or some melted chocolate, which is so good. We absolutely loved it, and I will 100% be getting it every time we go to Hersheypark. Since we're over halfway through our tips, I wanted to take the time to ask if you have any questions about going to Hersheypark. Feel free to put them in the comments below, and I will answer any questions that you have. Fourth thing you should look into before going to Hersheypark is researching some of the rides. The one reason you may be going to Hersheypark is for its rides. Of course, they have amazing coasters. If you are a thrill seeker or you love roller coasters, this is going to be the park for you. They have a lot in the park. I think they have around 15 coasters. Some of them have longer lines than others, and that's why I recommend to you to look into the rides that you are wanting to do and make sure you see which ones are more popular than others, so that way you can plan out your day and maximize your time as far as lines go. The rides that I personally like and see that usually have the longer wait times during the day are Candemonium, Storm Runner, and the Great Bear. They also recently opened their newest ride that is redone. It is called Wildcat's Revenge. That is an absolutely amazing attraction and one that you need to ride whenever you're you're at Hersheypark. Personally, what I like to do when going is to just hit Candemonium at the beginning of the day. That's one that has the longest wait time, and it's really good to just go ahead, get that one done, so that way you can absolutely check it out, but also save time for the rest of the day. Hersheypark does actually have their own app too, and I recommend downloading that ahead of time. You can actually see on their app, they have a map that shows some of the wait times of the attraction. So if you're walking around the park looking to see what ride you should do next, you can check out the map and it'll show all of the wait times and also how to navigate to the rides if you aren't familiar with how to get around Hersheypark. I do get questions about bags a lot of times. I do love bringing a park bag with me to Hersheypark whenever I go, so that way I can keep all of my park essentials inside of the bag with me, but some of the rides do require lockers in order to ride. These lockers are free. You just put in a little PIN code so that way you know where your locker's at and you can activate it. They also do have lockers that you can rent if you want to use them for the water park or for a longer amount of time, but if you're looking to just get on and off a ride, they do have lockers that are free that you can easily put your stuff in. Some of the attractions don't have ride lockers. Instead, on the other side of the loading area, they have those little cubbies where you can just put your bag or your souvenir cup or any other items that you're not allowed to have on the ride. You can put them there. And the fifth and final thing you should know before visiting Hersheypark is about ZooAmerica and the Boardwalk water park. Of course, when going to Hersheypark, you're going for mainly the rides, but did you know that there's actually a zoo inside of Hersheypark and a full water park? This is something that I didn't really know before visiting, especially whenever it comes to ZooAmerica. That is something that I didn't even know was at Hersheypark, let alone included in your park ticket. Hersheypark is a fun little zoo that has animals and plants from 5 regions of North America. It's a fun little trail that you can walk through, see a lot of animals, and it's a nice little break from the busyness of the park in general. But there's also a water park inside of Hersheypark that you can go and cool off. It would be perfect for a hot summer day. But I do recommend, if you are wanting to take advantage of the water park, make sure that you are bringing some bathing suits or clothes or supplies that go into going to a water park beforehand, so that way you're prepared. But I wanted to bring these up because if you are going to Hersheypark, you might not know about them, or you might not think that they are included in your park ticket. And they absolutely are, so make sure you plan ahead of time going into it. Another thing, as far as ZooAmerica goes, it does seem like it closes a little bit early compared to when the park closes, so if you're wanting to go check it out, make sure you get it before it actually closes. Hersheypark is an amazing theme park for all ages. There's so many great rides and attractions and food destinations that you can check out. But to keep you even more prepared, I want to continue this series going on, so check out part 2 of things to know before visiting Hersheypark in this video right here. Enjoy your time visiting Hersheypark. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe and leave a like, and we'll see you in the next video. See you guys!